You are already what you want to be. This is Hyptoria. Hypnotize you to manifest. The feeling of already done.
You are not manifesting a future. You are remembering a feeling you've already known. You are not reaching out, you are reaching in. The end of your desire is not far away. It is here, waiting for you to feel it. Creation does not happen when it appears. It happens when you accept that it is already complete. The world you see is always catching up to the one you felt. The timeline you walk unfolds not from wishful effort, but from inner certainty. Manifestation is not chasing an outcome. It is choosing a state.
So choose the feeling of already done.
Not like grasping for a fantasy. Not like pretending. Feel it like a memory that just returned. You know that moment when something you've wanted finally happens. It's not even loud anymore. It's quiet. Gentle satisfaction. Steady exhale. A sense of course. There's no more asking. Just the soft, glowing inevitability of something that has landed.
That feeling is your portal.
Close your eyes for a moment. Take yourself there. Not in the imagining of what might be, but in the embodiment of what already is. You're not visualizing, you're visiting your home frequency, the energetic signature of done. Let it drape over your shoulders like a cloak you forgot was yours. Let it settle. Let it flow through your breath, your bones, your being. Dissolve all effort. This is not work. This is return. This is less like building and more like downloading. Can you feel how different it is to walk around with a wish still becoming, versus walking as someone for whom it is already so? Your posture changes. Your decisions shift. Your silence becomes potent. You stop needing proof. You know. That's why the feeling of already done isn't about tricks or performance. It doesn't beg the universe. It declares, I have chosen. And so it is. The law responds not to hoping, but to being. Being is the engine of all creation. This is not pretending something into existence. It is remembering that you are a creator and declaring your creation finished. Emotion is not just response, it is instruction. When your internal world speaks with the tone of completion, the outer must conform, because all of this follows you. The mirror does not smile first. You smile, and it reflects. In the same way, your world does not give you the feeling. Your feeling gives you the world. And not just any feeling. Not hype, not frantic hoping, but the serene, grounded confidence that comes when you no longer seek because you already are. You are not waiting for the accomplishment. You are feeling from the frequency of the accomplished. The energy of the result already experienced. The problem already solved. The love already held. The income already normal. The breakthrough already lived. Think of the quiet moment after, not during the climax, but in the peaceful knowing that it already happened. The invitation is to live from that moment. There is no magical formula, only the miraculous simplicity of awareness. The deeper your assumption, the softer your action needs to be. Creation flows through the cracks between effort, in the soft places between thoughts, in the pause where you let yourself believe. What if it really is this easy? Feel done, without requiring immediate evidence. Trust the invisible architecture of being. Let the world breathe you in, changes. What lands from this place is not forced. It does not arrive with exhaustion. It arrives like memory returning. You've been here before. That desire you hold, it's not random. It's a reminder, a breadcrumb from your future self who has already lived it, already received it, already felt the fullness of it. So now, feel as they felt. No more delay. No more one day. Let yourself rest in the frequency of fulfillment now. Remember what it feels like to already be her, already be him, already be them. Pause right here. Feel the sweetness after it's done. Linger there. Even 5 seconds of true done will bend the world around you. This is the secret resting behind every spiritual teaching, behind every method and step by step. The only thing required is your willingness to feel it as finished. And when you can do that, you collapse time. You're no longer counting days. You're no longer auditioning. You're magnetic, not because of what you're doing, but because of who and how you are being. You are being the one who knows it is already done. And knowing reshapes everything. You already are.
Stop becoming. Stop. Breathe. Listen. That ache inside you is not a lack. It's life reminding you of what's already true. The desire you carry is not a task list. It is not a distance to be crossed. It is not a verdict on how far you've yet to go. It's a whisper, soft and steady, pulling you into the truth you forgot. You already are.
You are not empty. You never have been.
Becoming is the illusion. Any idea of becoming sits quietly on the surface of your mind, trying, reaching, striving. But beneath all that movement is stillness, and that stillness is you, the aware one, the being one, the source, not the seeker. You do not need to become what you already are. You only need to stop pretending you are not. The version of you who has it, lives it, is not some distant you waiting at the top of a mountaintop. That you is here, now, encoded into every breath, every blink, every heartbeat. You've mistaken her for a goal. You've mislabeled him as a destination, when all along, it's you, entire, unfolded, present. There is nothing to chase, only things to welcome. There is nothing to strive for, only truths to remember. What you've called becoming is really unwrapping, peeling away the layers of effort and fear and delay. What is revealed underneath has always been, untouched by time, unmoved by conditions, untethered by circumstance. You are not a work in progress. You are an infinite truth revealing itself in experiences. This physical life may move in stages, but your essence does not. Your beingness doesn't need fixing, adjusting, or proving. It only asks to be seen clearly, without the fog of not yet. The not yet keeps you running. But the now, oh the now, it stills you. And it is in this stillness that you remember. You recall with your soul what your mind had tried to solve. You see with your spirit what the world told you to earn. And it is breathtaking, because it is you. You are the destination asking to be recognized. You are the healing already wrapped in light. You are the abundance learning how to stop waiting. Let go of the identity that says you're on your way, and step into the one who never left. There is a version of you ever present, who walks in full possession of the life you dream about. Not just because they have it, but because they know they are it. They do not visualize to make it real. They feel truth and allow life to reflect it back. They do not chase, they choose. They do not focus, they embody. And you know this version already. You felt them. In moments of alignment, in seconds of deep peace, in flashes of clarity that left you breathless. That was not imagination. That was you. That was the real peeking through the veil of effort. You've grown accustomed to future tense. But life, real life, arises from being, not from waiting. To live in the promise, you must stop looking through the lens of delay. You touch it now, by knowing it now, by returning to what breathes underneath the question, who you are, underneath the wanting. You are not the seeker, you are the source. So drop the story that you are on your way. Drop the pressure to figure it out. Drop the identity of someone who is almost there. You are not almost. You are. You are the one who already holds it, already owns it, already is it. Let this truth settle deeper than the thoughts that argue. Let it melt into your cells, into your feet, energy, into the spaces between each beat of your heart. Let yourself remember the you who has always been, steady, silent, radiant with enoughness. Becoming is an echo. Being is a presence. And your power exists only here. In the knowing, the stillness, in the divine simplicity of remembering, I already am. Identity is the first manifestation. You keep asking, how do I get what I want? But the deeper question, the true question, is, who am I being right now? Before the manifestation forms, before the bank account changes, the body heals, the phone call comes, there is something else more vital and more mystical. A shift in identity. Who are you when you no longer want it? Who are you when it's already yours? Who are you when need dissolves into naturalness? Because that is what life listens to. Manifestation does not begin with action. It begins with assumption. And assumption is identity, made quiet. Assumption is not pretending. It is being, not acting as if, but awakening to the fire. Version of you who no longer needs to act because it's already natural, already true. You cannot trick creation, but you can remember. And in remembering, you return to the self that was always allowed, always enough, always chosen. You don't become the person who has it. You peel away the lies about why you think you don't. You undo the masks. You stop performing struggle. You stop entertaining delay. You stop rehearsing unworthiness. And as those fall away, something gentle and golden rises in their power. Place. You. The you who doesn't hope for it. It's beneath her. She expects it. The you who doesn't reach for it, he's already resting in it. There is no earning here. No initiation. Only remembering what you've been. Beneath the noise, identity is not built through effort. It is accepted through decision. And when you decide who you are, the skies shift accordingly. Because life is not responding to your words. It's responding to your self-declaration. I am is the brush. Your world is the canvas. What are you painting with your self-concept right now? Not what you're saying, affirming, writing, but what you're being. The quiet vibration underneath your daily breath. The posture you wear when no one's watching. The way your heart expects or doubts when nothing is happening externally. That is the spell. That is the scepter. To say, I am wealthy, and yet breathe like you are still waiting, hoping, needing. You stall the mirror. The reflection has no form to echo. But to say nothing, and yet walk like someone who is already provided for, and the air around you begins to shift. You don't have to earn that version. You only have to agree with it. Close your eyes. Feel them. All the selves that exist within you. The anxious one who waits. The proud one who knows. The soft one who trusts. The loud one who doubts. They all live in you simultaneously. But only one is at the mic. Only one is driving. Who have you placed in charge? Because when you say, I want this to happen, the self at the wheel is the one who doesn't yet have it. But when you say, this is mine, the self in charge is already living the dream as reality. And here's the mystery made simple. Your external cannot resist the sovereignty of your internal. Choose again. Not the thing. Choose the identity. Choose the one who walks in ownership. The one for whom it's not a someday shift, but a now state. Because whether you do it consciously or by default, you're always manifesting from some identity. Life is never neutral. It echoes who you're being, whether chosen or unnoticed. So bring it into the light. Name it. Be it. Let it become more familiar than doubt. When creation feels far, make yourself closer. Nothing can stay away from the one who no longer questions it. Nothing can resist a being who doesn't chase, just claims. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. This is not ego. This is essence. This is not fantasy. This is true. You're not here to figure it all out. You're here to align with the self who already has. And from that place, action becomes art. Movement becomes magic. Choices become declarations. You no longer orbit the life. You become the son of it. So let go of the version of you who still waits, doubts, checks, and asks. She had her place. He helped you through. Now, step into the you who doesn't wonder if it's coming, because it already is, because it already did, because it was never separate. Identity is the first manifestation, and you, beloved, are already becoming undone, back into truth. Stop looking forward. Live from now. You've been taught to tie your joy to a later time, to imagine that the version of you who finally arrives is somehow more real than the one sitting here now, reading these words. But truly, how far in the distance will you keep chasing who you are? The one who has it all is not waiting on the other side of some future moment. That version is quietly living inside this moment, wrapped inside your breath, hiding in the folds of your stillness. You keep reaching forward, eyes locked onto distant scenes, when the door you've been waiting to open is standing wide behind you. You do not create by waiting. You do not manifest by hoping harder or visualizing longer. Nothing rushes in faster because you tensed your way toward it. True creation flows, not from the pressure of longing, but from the peace of union. The now is not a bridge to the future. It is the place where all futures collapse into being. Feel deeper into this. You are not moving through time. You are the still point around which time moves. The future does not live ahead of you. It lives within your selection, your awareness, your being. When you look forward, you're only installing a subtle delay. It's coming, you say, and it keeps coming, but never arrives. When your spirit whispers, soon, life agrees, always almost, never now. But you have the power to change the center of your being. Awareness is your throne. Presence is your key. Choose to stop reaching, and everything you were reaching for begins to rearrange around you. Think of how you feel when something is already happening. You don't anticipate it. You relax into it. You don't strive, you respond. You don't hope to get there. You navigate from already being inside. That's the posture of creation. That's the energy of truth. That's where alignment lives. Now is not empty, it's fertile. If you've been treating the now as something to get through, or skip past, or rush beyond, then life will continue to treat you the same, always almost, never fully here. Drop the habit of looking forward, even when it feels spiritual, even when it looks like vision boards, wish lists. It's on the way. You don't need to confirm the future's arrival. You need to confirm your arrival, here, now. Do you understand how powerful this moment is? This moment knows how to carry the frequency of your fulfillment. This moment is ready to wear your dream's face, if you're willing to wear your dream's self. You don't live into your manifestations by making them come to pass. You live into them by being the one who doesn't need to search anymore. Let that sink in. You don't have to look for it when you are it. This is what living from now truly means. Being as if the seed has bloomed. Behaving as if the shift has completed, believing not from it will be, but from it already is. Time doesn't move you closer, your identity does. Not work, not waiting, not worthy effort. Identity alone is the anchor of reality, and identity is chosen, not achieved. And so, no matter what your current 3D shows you, you can rest in the knowing that you are not stuck. You are only being invited to stop running out ahead of yourself and sit down in the presence of your power. There is nothing out there that isn't already here in seed form. Water it not with urgency, but with certainty. You are not preparing, you are revealing, not getting ready, getting real. The truth is, all things come to the vibration of now. The only delay is the part of you still imagining someday. But your soul doesn't speak in future tense, it speaks in being. It moves through the timeless river of I am. And I am has no tomorrow. So let go of that subtle tension, the kind that says, almost, just a little more, not yet. Lay down the timeline, lay down the chase. Just breathe, feel, and step into the identity that already exists beyond the waiting. Now, here, this. You don't make now holy by fixing it. You make it holy by choosing to see it as the home your future self already lives in. When you stop looking forward, you start remembering the truth. You've always been standing in the answer. Embody the version that has it. She doesn't wonder if it will happen. She moves like it's already done. He doesn't ask, is it coming? He wears it in his body, like a second skin. There is a version of you who wakes up with different thoughts, who walks into the room not hoping, but knowing, who speaks not to convince but to express, who exists not in waiting, but in being. That version is not imaginary. That version is not far away. That version is already whispering through your bones. Everything you desire springs from an already existing self. Every time you want something, it is an echo of the version of you who already has it, calling you into alignment. Not into striving, into settling, into stepping fully into the skin of the self who already knows. The self who doesn't try to manifest, who moves as the manifestation. To embody the version that has it is not to pretend. It is to choose. It is not performance. It is remembrance. You are not faking a vibration. You are recalling a frequency that already belongs to you. You are loosening your grip on the mask of the seeker and slipping into the rhythm of the one who knows. This is the heartbeat of alignment.
Not becoming, but allowing what already is.
Imagine waking in their body, the version of you who is not questioning the process, not overthinking the steps, not refreshing timelines or searching for synchronicities as signs. The one who knows, it's already me. It's already done.
It simply hasn't become visible yet, but it has already become me. Their calm is not a tactic. Their peace is not passive. It is the power of one who remembers. They are the center of their world, and the world mirrors what is claimed within, not what is longed for without. The mirror only moves when you do, not when you obsess, not when you wait, but when you embody. When you stop entertaining the version of you who lacks and start leaning into the version who lives in fullness, the conversation changes, the walk changes, the tone in your voice softens. Why? Because there is no need to grasp what is already yours. Embodying doesn't scream, it whispers. It doesn't assert, it radiates. It is soft-spoken certainty instead of loud desperation. It is the energy of one who knows the wave has already risen and they are riding it home. This does not mean you won't feel the old thoughts creeping in. It means when they do, you observe from the seat of the self who has already arrived. You remind them. We don't operate from that place anymore. You speak to yourself as the future-turned present self would, with love, with grace, with unshakable clarity. To embody is not to have the thing. It is to be the you who would have it. And strangely, that's the moment the thing has no choice but to appear, because you've already matched its reality. You've already become its home. The world you experience is not built by chance. It is summoned by coherence. When who you believe yourself to be aligns with what you desire, the external must adjust. It cannot help but deliver. Reality is passive to you, not the other way around. You think outcomes create identity, but identity creates outcomes. So speak as her, think as him, decide as them. Not because you're trying to impress the universe, but because the universe is your own, imagination made visible, and it only reflects what has been settled in the inner court of your being. Do not wait to shift until the money arrives. The relationship begins, the healing completes. Become the you who has already walked through the door, sat at the table, taken the throne. Stay there. Stay in that script, that walk, that frequency of absolute calm knowing you're not dreaming anymore. You're remembering. You're breathing as if the chapter has turned, because it has. You're no longer checking your reflection for permission. You are the permission. The world cannot give you what you will not claim. So don't ask, wear it. Embody the version that has it, and watch everything else catch up. The wish is a memory from the future. Every true desire is a whisper from your future self. Not a craving from lack, not a hunger from not having, but a soft-etched memory, arriving early, like a dream you half remember that still makes your heart flutter. You think you're wishing for something new, when you're really remembering something ancient, something encoded in your spirit long before time dressed you in a name, a story, a point on the timeline. Desire isn't born from you, it is returned to you. The wish you feel is not showing you what is missing, it's showing you what is already yours, in a realm beyond the senses, in a reality more real than your surroundings. It's the scent of the future returning through the now, a ripple from a version of you that already holds it, lives it, is it, beaming echoes of fulfillment backward like stars delivering light from lifetimes ago. When you catch that longing, you're not looking forward, you're looking in. The soul doesn't operate in chronology. It doesn't abide by the rules of Sunday. The soul speaks in wholeness. It sends you desire not to torment, but to awaken. Desire is the knocking. Memory is the door. You open it not by striving, but by listening. You wouldn't want it if it wasn't already yours. But more than that, you wouldn't even be able to imagine it unless, somewhere deep within the field of who you are, it was already done, already real. The dream was planted, not randomly, not cruelly, but deliberately, divinely, because it is you. Who you are has already intersected with this vision in the invisible. The only thing missing is your agreement. So say yes. Say yes and let the memory flood back. Say yes, not with pleading, not with scripting, not with techniques that beg the universe to notice you, but with the stillness that trusts you're already remembered. The yes of alignment, the yes of embodiment, the yes that says,
Of course me. How could it not be me? Your doubt is only the mind trying to make linear what is circular. But life doesn't move in lines. Life blooms. Life recycles itself, folds into itself, overlaps and whispers, and circles back in divine spirals. That's why the big dreams feel familiar. That's why when you visualize your future, it feels like home. You come alive not because you're chasing possibility. You come alive because you're brushing against truth.
The wish is the flare.
It lights up the exact identity that already contains the manifestation. You say, I want love, but the deeper truth is, I remember who I am with love. You say, I want success, but really, you mean, I know I was made for this. Feel the difference. One begs, one beams. Creation was never about creating from scratch. Creation is inner recognition, choosing what's always been. Every miracle is a reunion, a divine rendezvous between your memory and your in moment. There is a version of you walking somewhere beyond the timeline, certain, fulfilled, standing in bliss and smiling softly. That version remembers where you're going and sends you the wish so you can meet them. Let the wish reassure you. Let it calm the part of you that thinks you're far. You're not. You're tethered. You're trailing light back to yourself. Feel it. This is not fantasy. This is resonance. This is a glimpse of something true, breaking the surface of now. Every time you feel that longing, and let yourself believe it's real, you step closer until closer disappears, and you are simply there. The truth is, you don't create your dream life, you remember it. And every time you relax into the knowing, every time you let the desire rise without resistance, you peel back the veil. You don't force, you reveal. You don't make it happen, you let it unfold. So next time a wish appears within you, don't chase it, don't reach for it. Sit with it, smile back at it, recognize it for what it is, a memory from the future, knocking on the now. And when you open the door, you will find yourself already home. Align, don't earn. You've been taught to trade your worth for results, to earn your dreams through effort, to prove you deserve them by becoming more disciplined, more strategic, more high vibe. But what if the universe doesn't respond to effort? What if results do not arrive because of what you've done, but because of what you've aligned with? The truth is simple and quiet. So quiet the noise of striving often drowns it out. You never had to earn it. You only had to allow it. Not hustle to get it, but align to receive it. Feel that word align. There is no tension in it, no race, no ladder to climb. It is organic, natural. It is resonance. Alignment is when your being sings the same note as your desire, not in future tense, but now. Not I will be wealthy, but I am one who lives in abundance. Not love is coming, but I am already chosen. Alignment does not wait. It recognizes. You are not an achiever in this game. You are a tuner, like a radio, like an instrument. And what you hear, see, feel, and experience is directly tuned to the identity you've selected out of the infinite. Not in reaction to your world, but in creation of it. All manifestation begins in the seen-less, the unseen, the inner. Nothing you're waiting on begins as action. It begins as awareness of who you are in relationship to it. Do you see yourself trying to become? Or can you relax into what is already true in another layer of you? Because the you who has it is already alive inside your possibility. Not in some distant decade or after countless vision boards, but now. You don't need to hurry into alignment. You return to it. You fall back into it like gravity, like home. It's not outside of you to go seek. It's within you, ready to be selected. Because the version of you who already lives in that love, wealth, ease, freedom, joy, she's not waiting for permission. He's not hoping to earn it. They are simply being it, now. Imagine a world where you stopped asking, what else do I have to do? And instead asked, who am I being? That shift changes everything. You go from forcing to feeling, from managing the external to remembering the internal. There is no more potent energy than non-resistance. Not the fight of positive thinking, but the rest of total knowing. This is already mine. This is already me. It isn't a reward, it's a reflection. I didn't earn it. I agreed with it. When your identity aligns with your desire, it cannot not come. It becomes inevitable, not because you forced reality to mold, but because you returned to yourself, and reality bowed accordingly.
See, reality is always listening, but not to your effort, to your state. And your state is not
Defined by what you say you want. It is revealed by what you agree to be. There's no hiding in English.
this cosmic mirror. It doesn't see what you do. It reflects what you embody.
So embody softly. Choose silently. Relax fully. Tune in, not out. Let the need for proof dissolve. The moment you feel like you must earn it, pause and remember. I already am it. My only task is to relax into the shape of that knowing. That is alignment. The quiet yes beneath all action. The inner nod that says, this is who I am, now.
The decision no one can see, but everything responds to.
You don't manifest from proving. You manifest from presence. The presence of being in harmony with what already belongs to you. Not as a prize, as a part of you. Let it be easy. Let it be soft. Trade the looking for the choosing. Trade the striving for stillness. You are not chasing outcomes anymore. You are aligning with the one who has always had
Them.
Gas you. I am, not I will be. Stop casting your light into tomorrow, beloved. Stop projecting your power into the fields of someday. The truth of your being is not waiting in the distance. It is not accumulating itself on pagan. The edges of your effort. It is here. It is now. It is I am. Every time you say I will be, you place your sovereignty on a timeline that doesn't exist. You draw a promise in sand and call it hope. But hope is not needed when identity is chosen. You don't become through wishing. You become through claiming. Not later, not when. Now. I am is not just a phrase. It is the portal. It is the womb of all creation. It is the divine authority that says, this is who I am, and so this is what life mirrors. You've been waiting at the womb, gate of becoming, holding your breath for the moment it all turns around. But don't you see, the moment is not coming to you. You are the moment, and the password to all doors is I am. You are not becoming wealthy. You are I am wealth. Not someday in your bank statement, but now in your energy. Not in efforting more, but in realizing. The self who commands. Abundance doesn't wait for proof. She walks as if it is law. Because it is. You are not becoming lovable. You are I am love. The frequency of love surrounds you not because you chase it, but because you cease denying that you radiate it. Your worth is not something earned through another's embrace. It is echoed because you embraced yourself, first with knowing. You are not becoming successful. You are I am success. Not as a goal to accomplish, but as a truth to walk in. Success is not an outcome, it is an inner alignment. And when you speak it, from I am, life rushes to conform. The shift is subtle, but it's everything. When you say I will, you place your being in absence. You declare that what you seek is not yet here. But I am is a claim beyond circumstances. Knowing that needs no permission. A frequency that bends time until it catches up with your choice. And yes, it is a choice. Identity is chosen, not found, not granted, not proven, just chosen. In quiet reclaiming, in still moments where you stop asking the world to reflect you, and you decide who you are, without evidence. This is where all shifts begin. In the silence of your being, where you whisper something radical. I no longer chase. I know who I am. And the universe, it doesn't argue. It doesn't require credentials. It is not waiting for a resume of spiritual worthiness. It simply listens. It listens to the tone of your certainty and responds. You have been taught to pursue, to work towards, to be patient, but there is something far more potent than patience, presence. And presence says, I am it now. You're not asking the mirror to change before you do. You are changing, and the mirror must follow.
So drop the language of delay. No more.
Once I manifest it,
No more.
soon I will become.
No more. When it happens, I'll feel you are the happening.
Say it aloud and feel the vibration of remembrance. I am. Not I'll get there. I am there.
Not I'll find it. I am it. Not I'll attract love. I am love. Everything begins and ends in these words. Everything you see in your world today began with a silent declaration you made long ago. And now, you stand at a new threshold, a new choice. Not of effort, but of truth. Are you ready to live the I am? Then breathe, gently. Release the timeline wrapped around your desire. Release the waiting room version of you who sat obediently hoping for permission. Step out of future self and step into now self, the you who already is. The you who claims with calm conviction, you never needed to earn it. You only needed to remember that I am is enough. I am is everything. You're not attracting, you're accepting. You were never meant to chase. That's the illusion, that your dreams live somewhere far, floating in a sky above you, waiting to be lassoed down. That creation is done with effort, with pulling, with hustle. But the truth is quieter, softer, like a gentle breeze across your chest after years of holding your breath. You're not here to attract, you're here to accept. You don't pull what is yours toward you. You open up to what's already present. What you desire is not trying to find you. It already has. It's hovering, circling, echoing around your field, waiting for the gate of your being to unlock with a single, powerful truth. Yes, I am that. You accept reality with your identity, not just your thoughts, but your inner knowing. You accept with your entire posture, the way you walk through your day, the inner conversations you allow, the tone of your silence. You are not trying to bring something in. You are simply agreeing. This is me now. Desire is not a reaching, it's a remembering, a flicker of the version of you who already lives that reality, tapping on your spirit and saying, hello, let me back in. You are not a magnet, pulling from afar. That's the language of lack. That's trying to convince the universe to deliver. But there is no delivery. There is only awakening to what you already are. You are the home it returns to. It never left, but your eyes believed something else. Your mind warned against pretending. Your history whispered, not yet. And so the truth stood outside the door, respected your free will, and waited. Now you remember. You don't need to chase what belongs to you. You just need to say yes to who you already are. You want to manifest love? Then choose to be one who is loved. Not someday. Now. Not hypothetically, viscerally. What would it feel like to simply be loved? No fixing, no earning, just walking in the world with the deep cellular reality that someone, somewhere, loves you completely. How would your shoulders sit? What would your voice sound like? Would you rush anything? Or would you start dripping ease from your skin? That's what accepting feels like. It is not waiting. It is not hoping. It is choosing to be the vibration of someone for whom it is already true. Can you feel the difference? When you try to attract, there is tension. You are standing outside your wish, sending emotional invitations for it to enter. But when you accept, you are already in it. It flows from you, not to you. Reality is not a reward for effort. It is a mirror of acceptance. Stand in a frequency long enough, and life cannot help but reflect it. You do not get what you want. You get what you are willing to be. And being means no asking, no proving, only choosing. This is the divine letting go, not to abandon, but to embrace. Not surrender as in give up, but surrender as in fall in. Fall into your chosen identity like it's your favorite chair. Warm, broken in, familiar. Remember how natural it feels to have what your mind keeps insisting is far away. It's not far, it's now. Awaiting your claim. Your desire doesn't need you to become more. It gently asks you to become aware. Aware of your worth. Aware of your power. Aware that everything you are calling in is already parked beside you, waiting for your eyes to catch up. Waiting for your sense of self to crack open, widen, and let it land. No attracting, just recognition. No effort, just alignment. Empty your hands of trying, and hold nothing but being. That is how it arrives, not as a surprise, but as something inevitable, familiar, natural, yours. So exhale the chase, let go of the waiting, and accept, not just the thing, but the self who has it. That's true manifestation. Not asking reality to bend, but remembering you are the hands shaping it already. Welcome home. The mirror moves when you do. The world is not doing anything to you.
It is doing everything from you. It is not a separate scene set before your eyes. It is a mirror, precise, immediate, intimate. And the moment you shift, it shifts too. But this is not about pretending to be peaceful or acting like you have what you want. Mirrors do not respond to performance. They respond to position, alignment, decision, being. When you walk into a room and quietly know who you are, the room organizes itself around your knowing. When you speak from embodiment, the echo returns not from your words, but from your frequency. Life listens to who you believe you are. It doesn't care what you say. It cares where you live within. You may have thought the world was hard to move, unyielding in its delay, but perhaps it was never the mirror that was stuck. Perhaps it was your stance in front of it, always waiting for it to show you first, before you believed. But the mirror cannot reflect until you move. It cannot bend to a version of you you have not yet claimed. You don't wait for proof. You provide it from the inside. And the outside resounds like a choir of yes. Your thoughts are not prayers. Your identity is. And the identity you wear quietly, consistently, becomes the law of your world. The mirror has no choice. It cannot resist your coordination. It is law-bound to follow what you accept as true. So, look closely at what you're rehearsing today. Not the effort, not even the affirmations, but the tone underneath them. Are you speaking to become, or are you declaring because it's already true? Are you visualizing to acquire, or are you communing with what already belongs?
The mirror knows.
There is no delay in the divine, only delay in recognition. So it waits, patiently, lovingly, like a still lake, unmoving, until your posture shifts from longing to living, then ripples, then movement, then a world remade. You will not change your world through force. You will not speed up time by pushing against it. But the second you rest into the truth of who you already are, the one who has, the one who is, the one without lack, the world shifts, the mirror bends, the reflection blooms anew.
Do you not see how powerful and effortless it truly is?
One decision within you, one soft surrender into being, and all of creation begins its reordering.
Because life does not deny you anything. It can't.
It only ever waits for your self-permission, your self-remembrance, your steady choice to be what you have already longed for. This is why results arrive when you stop looking, why love shows up when you finally let go, why money appears when you stop proving your worth. Because the mirror cannot respond to striving, only to seeing. And you only see clearly when you decide, I already am. So today, gently shift, not to force change, but to return to alignment. Know that everything outside is secondary, a series of reflections, rearranging to mirror your certainty. No effort, no waiting, just deciding and being. You do not chase outcomes. You take your place in the picture, and the scene moves to accommodate you. Mirrors are fast. Reality is instant. The illusion of lag comes from indecision. But even that serves you. Even that is grace in disguise, buying time until you're ready to claim the throne within. The mirror moves when you do. So, move from truth.
Move from wholeness.
Move from the version of you who never had to try.
Because she's here.
He's here.
You're already here. And life is waiting to reflect you.
Act as if, because it already is. You are not preparing. You are remembering. You are not pretending. You are embodying. To act as if is not to make believe. It is to deep breathe the truth that already lives beneath the noise of the now. You do not step into some distant fantasy. You return to the self who always had it, and live from that center. You've been told manifestation is a method, but really it's coming home. And what do you do when you walk into a home you love, a life that is yours? You don't second guess it. You don't tiptoe. You let your body relax. You touch the walls like a lover. You smile at the familiar silence. You pour your morning coffee without needing to deserve it. You stop proving and start settling into a truth that doesn't need rehearsal. To act as if is not to force a role. It's to melt into it. It's not performance. It is presence. It is letting the version of you that already has take the lead. The world calls it delusion, but you will know it as faith. And faith, despite what you've been taught, is not an effort to believe. It is the effortless knowing, this is who I am.
You don't need only to remain in it. There is nothing more magnetic than the energy of certainty. Not hope, not hustle, certainty. That quiet, grounded current that swims through your body before the miracle takes form. And it lives inside the simple choice to act, speak, breathe, as though it's already yours. Because it is. Think about the one who already has it. The you with the business flourishing, the table surrounded by love, the body at ease, the account overflowing, the peace unshakable. What would she wear today? How would he speak? What would you no longer be asking? Who would you stop waiting for permission from? And if you're aching to bridge the gap between who you were and who you're meant to be, act as if, not because you're faking, but because you're remembering. You are not playing dress up. You are stepping into memory. A memory the soul has never let go. A timeline available now. A version already echoing inside your cells. When you embody what you've declared, the invisible becomes vision. Not from force, but from vibrational match. Containers of reality must reflect their contents. And when your actions say, it is done, your world says, yes, I know. This is not about being careless. It's about being complete. It's not swinging wildly and hoping to hit your mark. It's knowing the target already has your name on it, and letting your hands meet it naturally. It's remembering that there is no gap between belief and result that cannot be crossed with embodiment. Embodiment is the bridge. You do not have to wait until you are validated by the outer. You validate yourself by your way of being now. The conversation you start, the pace you walk, the words you no longer tolerate, the decisions you make without fear, the dreams you protect like they are already real, because in the truest of ways, they are. Even when the world hasn't caught up yet, you will feel it. You'll feel the air around you bending. You'll feel the timeline turning toward you like a sunflower to light. If you can be still enough to hear it, you'll hear the whisper. You are it. Act as if, because it already is. Not to get something, but because it is already yours, and your acting is simply the soul catching up to itself. There are no prizes to prove, only paths to walk, only frequencies to hold steady, only snows to melt into spring. You are not a seed of becoming. You are the blossom in the bud, waiting to be remembered. So act like sun is the norm. Act like rain is blessing. Act like the love is already beside you. Act like the dream already called your name in its sleep and is now waking beside you, smiling. Because it has, because it is, because you have always been. Rest in the knowing. It's you. There is a quiet place within you, a center that has never doubted. It does not worry. It does not grasp. It stretches across time, still and smiling. In that place, you are already whole. The wish never had to arrive, because the one who wished it already knows it was never missing. You are not waiting for your life to begin. You're remembering that it already has. This is where it all dissolves. The striving, the asking, the reaching. You exhale the performance. You let the mask of the seeker fall away. You are not incomplete becoming complete. You are wholeness refining its vision. You are the answer already grown. The harvest already ripe. And so you rest, not in laziness, not in resignation. You rest in the knowing, that sacred steady current inside you that whispers, it's done. Not because you earned it, not because you begged long enough, but because it always was you. How could your desire come from outside you when it pulses from within, in your own voice, with your own heartbeat? How could you ever be separate from the very thing that bloomed as your longing? This is the remembrance. You don't need to act as if anymore. You don't need to wait for signs or ask for proof. You simply abide in the naturalness of your truth. You claim the world inwardly, not aggressively, but easily, because it is already yours. You stop running to the mirror to see if it has changed. You begin to walk like someone who lives in the reality of yes, of course, of always. There is no performance in knowing, no need to prove, explain, or force. Knowing is gentle certainty, a stillness that cannot be stolen. Once you feel that, you don't go back to effort. You taste the ease of being, and you finally understand. This was never about gaining. It was about returning. You didn't manifest the thing. You melted into the version of you that always had it. The world around you simply aligned to your interior, as it always does, as it always will. You become unshakable here, not hardened, but soft beyond fear. You're no longer in need of fast results or flashing evidence. Because you carry the code within. And once the internal agreement has been made, the external world must follow.
No need to monitor the clock.
No need to refresh the mirror. No need to ask when.
You have already become it in essence. The rest is choreography. The divine rhythm of unfolding. In this space, you don't control. You allow. You trust your own gravity, how your being calls things to itself without trying.
Still waters do not chase reflections. They mirror effortlessly. You become that stillness. That surrender.
And in that surrender, your boldest dreams bow to your feet. Not because you conquered, but because you returned. Because you melted back into your true texture, the divine identity you had never left. Only temporarily forgotten. So now you rest, not because it's the end, but because it's the beginning without the struggle. The moment where manifestation becomes embodiment, where someday collapses into now. You rest in the knowing, not as a strategy, but as truth. You rest, and reality arranges itself around your decision to be, not become. Be. Let that be enough.
Let it be sacred. Let it be still. You are the thing you wanted. You are home.